to be talking about death wobble. Yeah, it's a death problem, really, and if you've had death wobble, you know exactly how painful it is to deal with it. Many of us didn't understand, I didn't understand at least, what the death wobble problem really was, why it occurred, and what I really had to do to fix it. There's several attempts that I've had in the past to fix it. Now I found out a little bit about, I think I found the tail of the problem and did a couple of things. I've replaced all the ball joints, all the tie rod ends, all the rubber bushings, and that's what you really should do to start to deal with the problem, is to replace all of that and at least make sure they're not wobbling, they're not loose, and if they are, replace those and fix those first of all. But that's not the main reason you have death wobble. That may be amplified. Well, it is the main reason. There's something loose in the suspension, the steering. That's why death wobble occurs, and that's the bottom line. But what helps that is having your geometry changed. That happens when you lift your vehicle. Obviously, death wobble happens if you have fixed front axle, and two, if you've lifted your vehicle. So this video is not going to be on how to, it's going to be more on what to. I assume you know how to weld, how to drill, or you have a friend who knows all that, someone who can help you with this project. But the main purpose of this video is for you to really understand there are 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and once you figure out what needs to be done, you can definitely do it your way. I've seen several different approaches and we'll talk about that later in the video. Once we go over that, you can figure out, you say, oh, okay, yeah, now I understand what's going on, so you can find your own solution on how to fix the problem. So let's go to the drawing, and first of all, let me explain you what's going on with the geometry of the car, why it's happening. Once you better understand the inside of the death wobble, I hope once and for all you fix the problem, and your search on the internet after this video will be over. So let's start with that. All right, so here's your Jeep. All right, here's your wheels. And there's your front axle. Right. So there are two mounting points between your axle and the body of your vehicle, and one is your pitman arm. That's of this kind of shape. And second one, and that goes to your wheel, and then this one drives this wheel. That's how you turn, right? And another one is your track bar that's fixed to your axle, like that, all right? Probably bad drawing, but anyway, you get the point. So when you lift your vehicle, it becomes like this, right? So let's say you did that. Right? So now you see how your pitman arm is still here, like this, and your mount is still like this, and you see how the angle that's attached to your wheels like that, right? And then to your axle changes. See, pay attention to these angles, 1 and 2. Here, in the first case, without lifting, it was almost 0, no angle. In this case, this is a little lower, so it's actually almost parallel to your steering. So, now, what's happening is that because of these angles now, everything is amplified. All the free play that you have here in your any kind of tie rod ends, ball joints, bushings, that here are some rubber bushings, that's everywhere there is a free play. Now it's amplified because I'm not going to go into geometry, but because there's an increased force now at these angles, which are much greater than what there used to be in the original position. So, what do you do to fix that? You need to lower these mounting points to almost the point where they used to be in this case. So these need to come down. One and two. These points need to come down. So there are two things that you need to worry about. One is your pitman arm, right? Which is like that. Looks like that. Right? Something like this. Fixing that problem is really easy because you can get another one for basically any online shop and do something like this. Right? You can go to, I think, Amazon and get, depending on which vehicle it is, I think you can sort it through by your year, make, and model, and get an extension. So whatever, I think it's a 3 or 4 inch extension, what it used to be. This is the original, and this is extended version. Now that's easy, right? You just go out and buy a extended pitman arm for your lifted vehicle. Second one is we need to lower this is the frame, and that's the frame, and that's where your track bar comes out of. This is another fixing, right? So this is your track bar. So that needs to come down to about, I would say 3 or so inches. So it goes back to somewhat to the original position where it used to be. All right. So today I'm going to show you what I did to extend that portion. So I found 8 mil thick plates. This is the thickness that I measured. That was on the frame, and I drilled holes. You see these red holes where the original track bar needs to go, and the yellow ones is additional hole that I have to drill through the frame, and the green ones where the track bar will be installed. I've added 8 mil thick plates to where the holes are for strength, obviously, and also the support frame mount where the track bar goes is concave from the outside, so this will fit in nicely. This is another test fit, one of many. Obviously I didn't have any drawings, so every time I do something, drill a hole or a weld or cut something, I'd have to come back and test fit. But so far it looks good, everything fits. Now I need to mount a side bracket for strength. Let me back out so you can see the perspective of what it looks like. And there you go. So this is how it, there. That's how it's gonna be mounted. There you go. You can see it better this way. There. Oh, if I weld it all around, definitely not a welder, as you can see, by no means, but here it is. I'm gonna take it off, paint it. I'm gonna drill another hole on the side of it, just another mounting point, but I think for the most part it's done. Here's the clearance And this will go up here just like that. And that's what it's going to look like. There you go. That's the whole picture. So this is what the final piece looks like. I've added extra support for the Y movement, I guess. This is where the track bar will attach. So the track bar will move this way, so this support will help to strengthen that movement along with that plate. There, here it is. It's track bar mounted right here. There you go. Added some washers on the side to keep it centered, but anyhow, this is it. There you go. So one of the other solutions I found on the internet to fix this problem was, again, here's your Jeep as best as I can draw it, right? And there's your frame. This is where your so this is the original position of the track bar, and when you lower it, another solution would be, you know, now it goes this way, and instead of having all the support here on this part, they have some kind of connecting support that goes out to the other side of the frame, which makes this part sturdier. I think what I did is sturdy enough. I know I did overkill with it. I took two pretty thick plates, and that should, well, only time will tell, but I think that will do the trick. But if you decide to go this way, that's also not a bad solution. It's just there's a lot more fitting and working, obviously welding this to the, somehow mounting to the other side, where they can have a welding plate and then bolt this through to the other side of the frame. Finally, I took it out for a test drive and found a couple of little glitches. First of all, you see the corner here on the bottom of the mount, it was a little too out. It was hitting the spring coil post. See those two blue lines? So I had to shave that off and rounded the corners. And this is the new Pitman arm. See how much longer it is? The yellow line about where it used to be. So these are two things, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, that you need to fix, and you'll be fine. It drove fine. I took it out. Everything seems much sturdier, much tighter. Suspension, steering, it definitely is better. So hopefully this video helped you in understanding what the death wobble problem really is and where it comes from. And if you liked it, please share with anyone else that you know has the same problem. Until next time, be safe.